Welcome to this Qigong routine for the 5 elements. This is a core concept in Taoism as well as almost every culture you could look at. This idea of 5 elements or 5 phases that a lot of other cultures looked at as matter, right? The Greeks saw the earth element, for instance, as literally atoms that were cube shaped that made up everything solid, and the water element as atoms that were spherical shaped that made up everything fluid. And so in the Taoist perspective, these elements are a little bit more metaphorical, a little more symbolic of how different types of qi, different types of life energy behave as they move through us and they move through nature. So they represent these with metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. And each of these sort of just represents a different behavior of your qi, of your psyche, and different physiological processes. So we'll get into this with a few exercises that improve the circulation of our qi and the overall balance and harmony of our qi. This is a very foundational qigong routine for your health and mental well-being. So we're going to start with just finding our feet under the shoulders. Feet are square, knees are soft. And we're just going to begin with holding our hands over the lower abdomen and dropping our breath down to the belly. Let's start with taking a few deep breaths, ideally in and out the nose. Feel your belly expand and relax with the breath. Breathe to the lower abdomen to help sink our qi. Being overactive in the head and even the heart, sinking down to our gut, to our body. We can be more present and grounded. A couple more breaths. Release the hands, bring our feet closer together. Before we get into our 5-element flow, we'll do a little 5-element stretch. This was just a nice little stretch routine for the whole body. Just a few different exercises. First one, we interlace the fingers. First finger's pointed up. We're going to reach up. Call this one the arrow. And then we're going to bend our knees, bring our hands behind our neck. And then as we stand tall, we're going to reach up and, optional, push your hips forward and lean back. We sink down, hands behind the neck. Totally optional how low you want to go. And reaching up, again, optional if you want to arch back while you're doing that. We're going to do this with our breath, exhaling down, inhaling up. This one working 2 of our elements, the earth element. We ground down into the earth, and it's like we've been mining for the precious metals. The arrow, the sharp quality comes up. We mine down into the earth, and the metal comes up. Inhale. Last one, your hands are going to part. We're going to dive forward and stretch down the back of the legs. Your legs are straight. 2 options here. One, your spine can be straight, and we're just hinging at the hips to get this hamstring stretch. If your low back feels okay, if this is okay for you, then feel free to round the back slightly and just release the back muscles in the neck and shoulders. So here we're moving into our water element. The water channels go down the back of the legs. So we open those up. We'll take one more breath here. And then we're going to interlace our fingers like we're holding water. We're going to bend our knees, roll up, reach the hands over the head, and come onto the tiptoes. We're just going to balance here, strengthening our feet, activating this point we call the bubbling springs, which is basically the ball of your foot. We say this connects to the water energy in the earth, like we're tapping into a well here. Let's bring the heels down. We're going to press up and over to one side. Look for a stretch through your ribs, lats, waist. Here we open the liver channel and gallbladder channel. So we're getting those nice and open in the side body. These are our wood channels. I'm going to go to the other side, reach up and over. So don't just kind of fall and collapse. Keep reaching. This will keep your lower spine safe as you stretch, opening the wood channels into the center. Last element's fire. Fire channels go down the arms, so here we're going to press out through the hands. Spread your palms, lean your ear to one shoulder, and give your head a slow nod. So you want to feel this stretch, just working from the side of the neck down to the palm, following those fire channels. And go to the other side, ear to the shoulder, back and forth. Inhale back, exhale forward. And relax, shake it out. Let's take our palms face up. And now we're going to go into a meditative flow for each element. So this first one is for the metal element. So again, it's just a metaphor. So when we say metal, we mean the quality of your psyche, the quality of your energy. That can be sharp at times. That can make clear boundaries, clear distinctions. So in Chinese medicine, this connects to your immune system, and psychologically to your sense of self-confidence. So we're just going to breathe as we do this, exhaling as the hands float down. They're spiraling. They land palms face up near your hips. And then we inhale up. They spiral up, turn towards the sky. And your arms are round at the top, so we're not pressing. Exhale down, nice long breath out the nose. Inhale up, nice long breath in. Exhale down. Inhale up, and we can add a little color. Each element has a color to represent its sort of virtue of energy. So here the color is white light. So you might just imagine that you're standing on a mountaintop surrounded by mist. And as you turn your palms towards the sky, your palms are just absorbing that white light from the mist. And as those palms pass your lungs, they turn towards the lungs and shine white light in towards you. Inhale up, connect to the white light in the sky from the clouds, the mist. And exhale down, the white light shines from the palms into the body, especially the lungs. We just intend that this white light represents confidence. Relax down, rest your hands by your sides, take a deep breath. We'll go to the next flow for the water element. This one's called the fountain. So our hands are moving just like a fountain. They kind of spray out to the sides, fall down. And then like the water coming up the center of the fountain, we inhale. Exhale out to the sides. Now for this one, there's a little wave. We're kind of fluid in the spine. So as those hands come down, our hips sink back. And then to come up, we're going to push the hips forward, and this rolls a wave up the body. I'm exaggerating a little bit here. But we sink down like we're connecting to the water under the earth and pulling it up through the body. And it goes out the arms, exhaling. Inhaling as we draw up. Exhaling down, exhale through the nose. Inhale up, and you might imagine that water as blue light coming up through the body and going out into a field of blue light around you. Inhale, think of it like a deep blue, like a Pacific blue. Comes up through the body, fills the body, and overflows into an aura of deep blue light around you. And again, we'll just relax our hands by our sides, take a deep breath. We'll move on to the next element, which is wood. With our palms face up, arms are round. We're going to turn at our waist towards our right, and then draw up along the ribs, up towards the top of the head. We're going to turn back to the center, and the hands are going to float out to the sides. Palms face up, turn to the left now. Inhale, drawing up to the top of the head. Turn to the center. Exhale down. This one's called the tree, sways in the wind. Feel those nice long breaths in and out the nose. Inhaling as we draw up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up like the tree pulling water up its roots. Exhale like the tree opening its leaves to the light in the sky. You might just imagine you're standing in a tranquil forest. And there's a canopy, a ceiling of green leaves above you. And here as you open the arms, it's like you open to receive this green light that showers down and around you. Open up, receive this green light moving through you and around you. This green light representing clarity, mental clarity. And do one more time. Cultivating this clarity within. And again, we'll relax, rest our hands by our sides, just take a breath. Next element is fire. This connects to the heart. So we're going to take the arms around in front of us. Palms are facing towards the heart. If you look at my arms, they're round, so they're not too far away from the body. They're not too close. You should feel like there's a hoop there. And then we're just going to take one of those hands down towards the earth, palm face down. And we're just going to start to shift the weight to the right, turn the hips to the right, and switch the hands. We shift the weight to the left, turn the hips to the left, and switch the hands. We call this cloudy hands. You might know this from Tai Chi. It's a very popular movement. You can see my upper hand is always faced towards my heart. Switch. On the other hand, the palm is faced towards the heart. And so this one is to balance the yang, the fire of the heart, with some of the yin of the earth. So sometimes we imagine this like the upper hand is a sun crossing the sky, and the lower hand is like the sunlight reflecting on the ocean. So we're balancing that yin and yang of water and fire, so that we have joy in our hearts, we feel uplifted, but still have a sense of calm and presence. The color we use to represent this quality is red. So we think of that sun like a setting sun. When the sun reaches the horizon, filters through the atmosphere with red and pink light. Becomes softer, more warm, less intense. That's the quality we want in our heart. So this warmth, steady balance of emotions, and this sense of calm in the mind and the emotions. And this one too, we'll just relax back to the center. Rest your arms by your sides. Take a breath. We'll go to our last element, which is earth. So here the hands are going to come by the earth center, palms face down. The earth center is basically your solar plexus. This is just below where the two halves of your rib cage meets, below your sternum, just where your abdomen starts basically. We're going to pulse out from here like we're standing in waist-deep water. We're in a pond. And those hands are just like ripples going out across the pond. So we're going to exhale as the hands float out. And inhale as we come back into the earth center, the solar plexus. Exhale out as the hands go out, the hips sink back. As the hands come in, we stand back up. And as those hips sink back, try not to lean forward. So we're going to stay kind of upright in the spine. Doesn't have to be 100%, but just try not to lean too much and reach too much. I want to stay upright and relaxed. Nice slow breath. Even if it's uncomfortable to go breathe as slowly as I am, just try to get close to it. You don't have to match mine exactly. And for this one, the healing color is golden yellow. So as those hands reach out, imagine you're connecting to the earth. And imagine the core of the earth as glowing golden yellow. And like it's sending that light up through the earth, into your hands, into your feet. And then you're just pulling all that golden yellow light in towards your solar plexus. Like you have your own earth core right there below your sternum. At this earth core, we feel centered, strong, and balanced. Taking on the strength and stability of the earth. And come in and relax. Take a breath. And we'll close our flow, just helping the chi we've connected to sink through the body. We call this pulling down the sky. You might call this a sixth secret element of space as we connect to the sky. Exhaling down. Inhaling up as your arms float up. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed down. Still breathing in and out the nose if you can. Not a big deal if you can. Just making sure our energy has a nice downwards flow as a component of it. And then let's fold the hands just below the navel. We'll step the feet in close together. And just relax into what we call bamboo in the wind. So here, just letting the body rock and sway. Just as though you're flexible, supple, yet strong bamboo. Yielding to the wind. And just as you let the body relax, let this swaying naturally move through you, you're just going to let your breath be totally natural as well. In essence, what most of the Taoist practices are, like Qigong or Tai Chi, is a disciplined return to nature. It would be nice if we could return to nature just by allowing our lives to be chaotic. But the Taoists like to say, grind a steel bar into a fine needle. So there's actually a sort of discipline that takes us back towards that natural state. So just enjoying the fruits of our labor here. Here we can be more relaxed, less structured, and just let that blissful energy flow through us. Let's take 3 more breaths. Step it back out. Give your belly a circle to store the qi at the lower dantian, lower elixir field. Couple deep breaths down here. It's helping to store this sort of battery, this reservoir of vitality. I want this chi to stick with us. So as we leave our practice, we're not just going back to our habits, back to leaking our energy out, but we're staying in tune with this place we've created of calm and energy. Let's let that spread through the body. Take a breath in and release your hands with a sigh. Very nice. Well, there you go. A nice, well-balanced 5-element Qigong routine. This is a very traditional way to practice, very common among Qigong schools, is to have their kind of 5-element set as a sort of mainstay of keeping the energy balanced. It's a great routine that anybody can do very regularly without worrying about it kind of throwing off their chi too far in one direction or another, because it's just a very balanced routine. Helps the chi move in every direction through every meridian. So I love this set, and hopefully you liked it too. I'd love to hear about it in the comments, what your experiences are. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. It's a great way to help keep what I'm coming out with. It'll show up in your feed if you're subscribed and you're liking stuff. But it also just helps YouTube know that people appreciate what I make, and they'll help me make more stuff for you guys. So love to hear what you think, and see you soon.